Hello everybody, my name is Erica and I'm in Ost-Friesland. And as you might know, I'm from Friesland, so that's called West-Friesland. And actually they say that we all are one Friesland, and I was so curious about that I traveled to Emden to meet André Freimuth.
Moin.
Hello. Yeah, moin. Yeah, in Fries we say moon.
Moin.
And it also sounds quite the same, similar. So it's really interesting to be here and to find out that André told me that he's organizing a big International Friesland Day. So hello André.
Hello, I'm glad you came over.
Yes, well I'm interested because on the 25th of November you are organizing a big event called the International Friesland Day.
Yes.
Why are you organizing such an event?
Because I think the most people in Europe don't even notice the Frisian culture, and we are just a part, because we are only the east part of Frisian. We don't see in our TV and our newspaper so much information about the west part or the north part, which also belong to Germany. You belong to the Netherlands. But I want to connect us more by the social media, to learn from each other, to see the difference, but we also compare our culture more. I wish we had a football game, East Friesland against West Friesland or something like that, to get the people more curious to look on the other side, how the culture developed over here. Or so.
Well, you say that we have similarities.
Yes, I think.
What kind of similarities do you find out?
One is the Frisian freedom. Of course, it was in the Middle Age, but the people are here a little bit different than in German, and I think the Frisian over there are a little bit different than to the Netherlands. I could find out when I was there 2018 to the Leeuwarden Hofstadt, culture Hofstadt, and I was so amazed about this big Frisian museum, and I went to Franeker, to the old historic university, and I went to Slagby-Waans, and I found out the people are just as crazy as I am, and I just wanted to learn more about that, and I saw the people smiling and be proud about their own heritage. And yes, and we have in Ost-Friesland the Obstalsboom, and the last 2 years there was coming a bus with about 40-50 people. Even Arno Broek did a speech this year at the Obstalsboom, and I really appreciate, is this the word? Appreciate that
he was coming.
He was coming and giving us his time to explain how important it is to learn from each other. And that's what I want to do. I'm active on Facebook. I have a group for history, East Frisian history. But after a while, I was thinking, why don't we connect each other? And I show pictures from Leeuwarden. I show pictures also from the Ommelanden, which actually belong to Groningen. I know the people from Groningen.
They don't want to be called Frisian.
No, they don't want that. But our history is the same. It's called the Seven Sealands in the Middle Age. And I can see we are all related to farmers. My grandparents were farming, and we have our own view, and we don't want somebody tell us what to do. We want to find out by ourselves, keep our traditions alive. And so I just want to...
You found out that's similar in both areas?
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny. So now you are organizing this event, and what is going to happen on the 25th?
Yes, I invited people from all areas, and everybody. I have somebody from the Tresoar, is Arjan Dijkstra.
we can find it in the flyer.
Okay.
But you invited people so that what are they going to talk about?
Yeah, they talk about the difference, like the West Frisians, the Friesland history, and when I want to find out why we are separated, why we are not one country, why we are separated in East, West, and even in North, and each culture has a little difference development, and it's not bad to have difference development, but still after 2,000 years, the Romans were talking about the Frisians, and we still say Frisians. So our culture is 2,000 years old. Our dikes are 1,000 years old. And I want to show we have a really deep history, and in our school books we don't find much about it.
No, that's really interesting, because that's what I found out myself, that our history, the Frisian history, is sort of hidden.
Yeah.
And you found out it too, that it's hidden, we don't learn it at school, we don't talk about it so much. Why do you think it's important that we learn our young children to learn about our history?
it makes them a little bit proud. So to have, of course, they have the German or the Dutch history, and then we also connect with the Frisian in the United States, whose roots are over here, and yes, to have a community, maybe on the social media community, but and then it's nice to see what kind of kitchen do you have, what kind of sports do you have. The people in East Friesland never heard about kaatsen, so we don't have it on our TV, and we know what is Pulstockspringen, what you call, how you call it?
Vierjeppen.
Yes, and it's not a sport over here. These were the people who go hunting to jump over to the next land.
Yeah.
And my grandmother was telling us it was always a fun for the children to do it, but I see you have a stadium for that.
Yeah.
It's on TV. We don't have this sport.
What do you have? What do you have here? That
Actually, we have soccer.
Yeah.
And we have bowsel. That's what we play on the road.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, you
People
saw it
play,
yesterday.
yeah, I was like, whoa, people are just playing in the streets.
Yeah, this is more what we do in the winter seasons, but we don't do it all in East Friesland. I live here at the west side from East Friesland. We don't play it so much than the people near Aurich and Wittmund.
Yeah, and you have the tea ceremony.
Yes.
Because we had a cup of tea and you said it's typical for this area.
Yes, and it even belongs to the World Heritage.
Oh, wow.
And it's only the East Frisian drink so much tea. We drink even more tea than the English people. We drink 300 liters a year by person. That's quite much. Yeah. And that makes us a little bit... I even worked 1 year for the Tea Museum in Norden, and where you can learn how the ceremony works like.
So this event, is it for everybody in Friesland and in Ost and West-Friesland and North-Friesland?
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah.
We want to make this event in Low German, so the people in the Netherlands will understand it very good, not perfect, but very good.
Yeah.
And actually, we also have different speeches, some in German, some in English, so to make it so you also can stream this event. And you also can come in the morning, go to our museum in Emden and have a look around. And in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, this event starts to 6 o'clock. Then we have 1 hour break. And in the evening, because of the time difference to United States, it's about 7 hours. It's 7 o'clock over here. It will be 12 o'clock in United States. Yeah. And there's a community near Illinios, where many East Frisian families settled, and they all come together for a live Zoom. So they're also connected, and also the people from Groningen are also very from the Ommelande are very welcome to learn from each other.
Yeah, so that's a big event, but you still need sponsors?
Yes, I have a bank who helps me. I also printed a calendar to make money from this calendar. I don't want this money for my private. I put all the money into the event for technique, for rent the room. It's a very nice room inside the old historic church, which is today a bibliothek.
Yeah.
And so 250 people fit in the afternoon show, and 250 people will fit in the evening show. And I try only to take €10 entry for each show, so everybody can afford, not only the rich people.
No, so we put all the information in the details below the video, how you can sponsor it, how you can buy the calendar, how you can participate in the event. Let's talk about the history and a little bit more about your project, because you said, for me it's really important that I connect those two areas together, but even if in a sort of competition.
Yeah.
You've been to Friesland several times.
Yes, I love the lifestyle, I love the atmosphere, I love the houses having a flag next to it, the Frisian flag, not the Netherlands flag. And I see how much the people identify themselves as Frisian, not so much as Netherlands, more than as Frisian. We don't have this way of life here in Ost-Friesland.
Why do you think it's important to have that?
To have identity, because it was a while ago I had a very deep depression, and I was looking for something what helps me out of my hole. And then 2018 I went over, and I saw those are the type of people it really makes me think, and it really makes me feel good. And I like to learn more about them. And I have a Facebook group called Das Historische Ost-Friesland, where I show old pictures from people before the Second World War, how life was here before, mostly black and white photos. And my community on my Facebook group is here 25,000 people. Yeah. That's quite a lot. And I was really happy.
What are they looking for in this group? You say you share about history?
Yeah, actually more East Frisian history.
Yeah.
But not only the good parts, also the bad parts. Not everybody was rich. Some people was really poor in those days. But the people identify 100 years ago more Frisian than they do today. And yes, and I want to show up, even if we live in different cities, even each of the Frisian cities is a little bit different to the other city. I want to say we all belong together, and I don't want to push somebody out of our community. Everybody who feels Frisian is welcome, even if he is not born over here, but he identify himself as a Frisian, like the Frisian Americans who have roots over here, but they are not born over here. They are all welcome, and I just want to give them more information than they find in the school books, more information than they find on TV or in the newspapers, because it's not about politics, it's more about culture, history, lifestyle, and make the people feel in a positive way, added to an area and learn and find out about where to go. Because if you live in this city, you don't know so much about the other cities. And I want to invite them, go to the Tea Museum or go to the Emden Ost-Friesisches Landesmuseum, where we are right now, to find out about their own culture. We are not.
That's funny that you say that, because yesterday I arrived here and I drove along the coastline and I stand on the dikes, and I was so surprised that it looks similar as if I was above Dockham.
Yes.
And I just called a friend and say, look, it's quite similar. Our landscape is the same.
Yes.
And even the size of this area is the same as Friesland. So it's really funny and really interesting to be here and discover that. And I think for a lot of Frisian people, it's also interesting to discover it. So we'll hope to see you all at 25th of November here in Emden for this event. And you find all the details below in our video. So thank you for watching. Thank you, André, for explaining. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hoi.